Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about how to deal with mixed numbers when we're subtracting fractions. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look and I'm going to say 2 and 3/4 minus 1 and 1/3. I know there's an issue there because I'm going to do these fractions first and they don't have the same denominator. So I'm going to find my LCD for fourths and thirds, and I'm going to go ahead and change my fractions into whatever that number is. So I count by 4s and I count by 3s. 4, 8, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. I see the same number on both sides, so I'm going to change these both into 12s. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say 3/4 is the same thing as how many 12s? You might see this written with an arrow, or you might see it written with an equal to sign. Either one is okay. 3/4 is how many 12s? Well, I did times 3 in the bottom, so I'll have to do times 3 in the top, which gives me 9 12s. I'm going to do the same thing with my 1/3. 1/3 is how many 12s? I did times 4 on the bottom, so I'll have to do times 4 on the top. It gives me 4 12s. Now I can do my subtraction. Instead of doing 3/4 minus 1/3, I'm going to do 9 12s minus 4 12s. Well, 9 12s minus 4 12s gives us 5 12s. 5 12s. Now I can do the wholes. 2 minus 1 gives us 1. So our answer is 1 and 5 12s. 1 and 5 12s. Okay? Let's try another one, and this one will be a little bit harder. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to show you that 1/2 is the same thing as 2/4 because I want them to have the same denominator. I made my T-chart with 4s and 2s. I counted by 4s and by 2s, and I changed them both into 4ths. 1/2 is the same thing as 2/4 because I did times 2 on the bottom and times 2 on the top. That gave me 2/4. So now if I rewrite this problem, we can see an issue because I've got 4 and 1/4 minus 2 and 2/4. I know I'd like to do the fractions first, but there's a problem. What's the problem? Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. The problem is that I can't take 2/4 away from 1/4. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do something called borrowing. So just like you would borrow if you were doing subtraction, like with a normal number, we're going to have to borrow for these fractions. But fractions have a weird rule. Instead of borrowing, turning this 4 into a 3 and just adding a 1 up top, I have to add whatever the denominator is up top. So instead of changing this into an 11/4, I have to add the 4, so plus 4. 1 plus 4 gives us 5/4 minus 2 and 2/4. Now I can do the fractions first. 5/4 minus 2/4 gives us 3/4. Then I can do the wholes next. 3 minus 2 gives us 1. 1 and 3/4. Let's look at one more example where we're borrowing, and let's see how we can borrow in order to get some extra stuff. Let's keep it simple this time. Let's say I've got 2 and 1/5 that I'd like to subtract away 3/5 from. There's a problem. I can't take 3/5 away from 1/5, and we know we have to do the fractions first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this 1/5 by borrowing from the 2. So I'm going to borrow from this 2. This 2 is going to change into a 1. I just borrowed 1 from that 2. But I have to add on to my fractions. It's not 11/5. I have to add the bottom to the top, plus 5. Whenever I borrow with fractions, I add the bottom number to the top. 1 plus 5 gives me 6/5 minus 3/5. 6/5 minus 3/5 gives me 3/5. And 1 minus nothing gives me 1. My answer is 1 and 3/5. I hope this helped, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.